welcome.
Yes, hi, glad to be with you.
Congratulations on the awards.
Thank you very much.
I would love to hear from you in terms of what your role is and what the organization is doing.
I think I'd just like to share with you, Valerie, kind of the origin story. And that is really going back to 2016, where there was around 150 plus leaders coming together. And that's when I and my colleagues, fellow facilitators, got to know about how critical the global commons are to the survival of our species. And the Alliance was then really founded because as humanity, we need to find a way to safeguard those commons. Those commons are the systems that maintain the stability of the Earth. Translating that, they create the conditions so we actually can live on this planet. And those are, for example, the freshwater networks, the Arctic ice sheets, the ocean currents, the Amazon. And the problem is they're breaking down. So they are stopping to provide that kind of stability we need in order to be able to live on this planet. And therefore, we're on this path of creating large parts of the planet uninhabitable for many of us, and actually already in the near time horizon. So we're talking 20 to 30 years. I think what's really special about the commons, Valerie, is that no one is in charge, right? It kind of requires us as humanity to come together and cooperate at an unimaginable level. We never had to do that before, across leaders, sectors, cultures, continents, different value systems. And so that's the context within which, of course, the facilitation plays this very critical role.
I hear the messy beginnings. How did you know that it was working?
This week was Climate Week in New York. I stayed home. Everyone else was in New York. And I was watching the social media channels, and it was just exploding. And I saw all the people we worked with, getting the headlines, being interviewed, showcasing what they were doing, while I was just, getting on my bike and doing my usual daily ride. So it's quite magic. And I'm telling you that my co-founders and facilitators, we were on the chat in disbelief. We just felt so humbled by the fact that all these leaders are out there, serving the global commons. And all we did was just watch it.
It's beautiful. You must be proud. What is different when a conversation is facilitated?
Probably it's care. You just got to be able to really love your fellow humans. You got to really believe that there's good in each one of us. It's so essential because you're holding the space for everyone, right? If you doubt the group, if you doubt individuals in that group, you doubt that they actually can deliver, then you start doubting the process. The moment you start doubting what you know, which is really facilitating a process that'll get us to the end, then you're in deep trouble. Then it's not like, you lose the ground under your feet. And so just having that kind of love for everyone that's coming in and treating them the same, no matter who they are, where they come from, what title they have, what accomplishments they made, just give them the power to do what needs to get done and hold the space for them to do the brave thing. I think that requires a deep belief that we as humanity, we can get this. We can deal with the kind of challenges that we're facing at unprecedented.
How do you tell a leader that, facilitation is worse than money, basically?
My advice to leaders is to really stand up for the importance of facilitation. They really should give facilitation the role it deserves, because it's really, in this case that we're talking about, it is the difference that can make the difference. And I think there's a mindset shift here. Facilitation is the process. It is not part of the process. It is the strategy, not part of a strategy. And I just feel kind of acknowledging that what facilitation can do and giving it the space it deserves, I think would be go a long way for leaders. I think often what happens or gets leaders that are very good at leading institutions is it gets them into trouble when they feel like I do content and process and I got process. Versus, there's folks in my community that do this for 30 years. They do it every day, right? It's their profession. And there's something about facilitation that you have to know, you have to learn. And I would just say to leaders, trust them, bring them on your team because you'll benefit tremendously.
Before we conclude, is there anything that you think should still be shared to the people watching us today?
I think facilitation as leadership is a role where you're just mostly quiet. You just make sure the group doesn't fall over the guardrails. But just being quiet, listening, asking the tough questions, and looking out for the good for the group, it just does require restraining your own personal ego. Yeah.
Patrick, thank you so much. Congratulations again on the award to be shared with the whole team. Thanks a lot for being with us today.
Thank you very much, Valerie.